All right, the NBA draft is in the books. Well, by the time you're watching this, it is in the books. I'm actually recording this while the second round is still being announced, but with the Bulls making their selection at 38, I did want to provide a brief update on the selection, what I think of the pick, and what this player can bring to this Bulls roster. So what's going on, everyone? You were listening to Bulls Central here. Hope you're all doing well. Now, I do want to add, again, that I am recording this while the draft is still wrapping up, and of course, it's very possible things can change if any last-minute trades come in, or even trades that may come in the coming days. But the Bulls selected Ayo Dosunmu, the guard out of Illinois. Now, there had actually been a lot of talk about the Bulls potentially selecting Dosunmu leading up to the draft, as he was slated to go around the 38th pick, and then shortly before it, I had actually seen a lot of speculation that Dosunmu would likely go a little earlier, even as early as a late first rounder, as evidenced by this tweet from the Atlantic NBA citing that he might not even be available for the Lakers' 22nd pick, which they ended up trading away anyway in that blockbuster trade for Russell Westbrook. So to be honest, I had kind of written this guy off thinking he wasn't going to be available for the Bulls. And now that I know that, I've been kind of meh about second round picks and not really putting much stock into second round selections, but I actually love this pick at 38. Now, what I love about this pick is that, well, one, he's from Chicago, and knowing that he'll be playing for his home city, hopefully this will inspire him and motivate him to get better and better for his fellow Chicagoans. He's a 6'5", 200-pound point guard, and the dude is a scorer. I mean, in his junior season playing at Illinois, he averaged 20.1 points per game, and this is for a big school we're talking about, in a big conference. We're not talking about some small university playing in a lower tier conference. Not only that, but he averaged 5.3 assists and 6.3 rebounds to go along with 1.1 steals. I mean, again, I know it's college ball, and sometimes players who are great in college that put up amazing numbers in the NCAA don't transition well to the NBA. Just look at guys like Jimmer Fredette or Doug McDermott, but these are impressive numbers. Oh, and the stat that I forgot to mention was his three-point shooting and how much that has improved since his sophomore season, where he averaged 29.6% from three to 39% from three this past season. With every passing season at Illinois, his numbers continue to get better and better across the board for all statistical categories. What I also like about this selection is the fact that he's coming into the league a little older than you would see most rookies, given that he's a three-year college player. Now, some people would probably say, well, that's kind of a downside because you want to bring in the youngest talent possible with the upside potential to develop them over a longer period of time in the NBA. Well, the difference for the Bulls is they don't really have a lot of time to sit around and let projects develop. They need guys that are a little more NBA ready now, or at least can start contributing now. Because look, I'm not saying Ayo Dosunmu is going to be a game changer or the missing piece for this Bulls team. No, not at all. He's likely not even going to be seeing that many minutes in his rookie season. And I know some Bulls fans are instantly going to see, oh, he's a point guard or a combo guard. That's it. We've solved our point guard situation. He's going to be the point guard for the future. No, it's not going to be like that, at least not for these next couple of seasons anyway. But a backup point guard off the bench who can give you some production, give you some needed offense off the bench, but actually some decent defense as well. And for the 38th pick in the draft, yeah, I'll take that, absolutely. Now, I was hoping the Bulls would have taken Sharife Cooper. I really had my eye on him and thought that he was actually going to go well before the 38th pick, and I was shocked to see how far that he actually fell in the draft. I think, he would have been a good piece coming off the bench for the Bulls, but I honestly can't be mad about this pick. I think snagging Dosunmu this late when he was expected to go earlier in the draft is actually a steal of a pick. And of course, we all know Arturas loves those second-round picks and has been great at picking up steals in a draft. Guys like Nikola Jokic, Michael Porter Jr., even Jamal Murray, even though I know, Murray went in the top 10. Michael Porter Jr. was the last pick in the lottery, but Arturas will snag those guys who he feels are being a bit overlooked. So I really like this selection. Honestly, I wasn't going to be making much of this pick in general because I'm not that high on second round picks, as you guys know, as finding a diamond in the rough is really just few and far between in my view. But this is a good pick for the Bulls, a guy who can likely start contributing off the bench right away. I'll likely have a more in-depth video on this tomorrow and more talk on my thoughts about the NBA draft in general, since it still hasn't wrapped up quite yet. As of right now, Ben Simmons still hasn't been traded, which there were talks about he would possibly be traded tonight, but I still maintain the Sixers are really screwing themselves waiting for absurd offers for Ben Simmons, and will have to result for a lowball offer as we near the start of the season. And now watch, Simmons will probably be traded while this video is is in the process of uploading. But anyway, let me know what you guys think of the pick for Ayo Dosunmu. Do you think that it's something that the Bulls can start working with immediately? What do you think that he can actually bring to this Bulls roster? Let me know in the comments. Like I mentioned, I'll be out with a more in-depth video tomorrow. Until then, have a good evening, everyone, and I will catch you guys in the next one.